Here we're going to stack layers to create a trance-style rolling bassline. Whilst the trance genre now incorporates diverse house, progressive and techno influences, the traditional bubbling trance bassline continues to be a favourite of the genre's top producers. This type of full rolling element is only really possible through the layering of multiple synth parts. There are several audio and MIDI files in the tutorial files folder, so we'll fire up a new 135 BPM project and drop these parts onto new tracks. So let's program in a basic riff over 2 octaves. Create a new bar-long MIDI clip, then draw in 3/16 notes at F#1 over each beat. Now select the second 16th note of every 3, i.e. the middle note in between each beat, and transpose these up an octave to F#2. And this simple 2-octave riff gives us a distinctive up and down running pattern, but we need to design a suitable sound to get the full effect. So let's create a solid mid-range sawtooth layer as a starting point for our layered bass riff. We'll load Native Instruments Massive onto our MIDI track, and we'll turn its track down to -2 dB. We'll pitch our first oscillator, Osc1, down to -12 semitones, and then we'll turn its WT position, that's its wavetable position, fully right to give us a low, rich sawtooth tone. So let's make more of a pluck out of our patch. Change filter 1's type to daft. Turn the filter mix slider fully up so we only hear filter 1's output, and we'll keep the cutoff and resonance at minimum. Then drag 1/nths blue cross to our cutoff's first mod slot, and then click and drag up in this slot to apply maximum modulation, which is the blue ring around the cutoff. So what we're now doing is we're applying maximum modulation to the filter using envelope 1. And we'll open 1m's editor. We'll bring its level down to minimum. And then we'll pull the decay down to roughly 10 to 11 o'clock until we get a suitable sound. So now we want a thin and interesting high layer for more attack, character and some width. So add a new MIDI track and duplicate our MIDI clip over onto this track. Now open KV331 Audio's Synth Master CM. We'll turn its track down to -1 dB. And then we'll load up the ARP bass trap preset. And to shorten the patch's notes, pull the amplitude envelope's decay down to 50 milliseconds and its sustain down to a minimum 0 milliseconds. And you can hear how this thin layer now backs up our first synth nicely. Sometimes it's great to carefully layer in a stereo patch to provide width and tonal interest without ruining your original foundation of layers. So we copy our MIDI pattern to a new MIDI track and we'll load up Rob Papen's Blue and its 04 Digital Bass 01 Mo Bass preset provides some wide colour to our layers. And we'll turn the channel up to plus 1.5 dB to blend more of this in. And for some low weight underneath our other synths, we'll now copy our MIDI to another new MIDI track and we'll load up a fresh instance of Massive. And the 7 low sub preset, found in the tutorial files folder, is just a really basic sine wave with tight amp envelope settings. For extra low end consistency, open the MIDI clip on this track and drop our higher notes down an octave, so we've now got a relentless monotone thud that underpins our layers. And to prevent our layers' frequencies from clashing, we'll apply some final filtering. And if you want more in-depth exploration of the filtering concept, check out CM198's filtering feature. On our high Synthmaster CM channel, we'll add Earreckon's CM EQUA 87 and we'll engage its low cut filter at around 227 Hz to thin out the part. And we use the same EQ plugin again on our Stereo Blue channel, setting the low cut to about 80 Hz. And there we have it, our trance-style rolling bass line created by stacking different layers together.